Good morning. My name is Martina Lutz, and I am a teacher at Flat Gap Elementary School. And today I'm going to share my results from my grant entitled Literacy Through Music, Play, and Play. Plays. Literacy through music and play. Um, I wrote this grant after teaching during the COVID pandemic, and when we came back, we noticed that our students were all very below grade level with their reading and language skills. And music is a very, very important component in early literacy and development. Um, there are five main components of reading: phonics, phonemic awareness, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. Music, nursery rhymes, sing alongs all help develop these five areas. Music and all its components has a direct influence on overall literacy. Music accelerates brain development, particularly the acquisition of language development and reading skills. Music trains the mind and body to work in sync. Um, my question to develop my plan of action was: when engaging in a strong musical curriculum, will students improve their reading and language skills? So I decided to promote play and plays to help promote literacy. And for the younger students, it helps with the scaffolding skills essential for early reading. We use patterns, echoing, language acquisition, listening skills, and memory to learn about music. Um, Older students also help promote literacy through dialogue, poetry, and lyrics. Also, singing and performing will help improve fluency in these students. So, with the grant, I purchased sound equipment, in particular, a stage monitor, um, some music, some short plays, and some music related storybooks with puppets. Um, so, students will gain better understandings of letter sounds and blended sounds. Students will begin to connect the rhythm and rhyme used in music with the rhythm and rhyme necessary for reading. Older students will read music and speak dialogue more fluently. Younger students will become more engaged in reading and song through the use of storytelling, retelling, and acting out, as well as nursery rhymes. So I'm gonna not read exactly what's on here because I did do it slightly different. So for my sample population, I used 3 students from each grade level, grades K through 4. Um, I actually had another teacher randomly select these for me, so that I didn't have any sort of bias picking the students. I selected a lower range student, a middle, and a high from each grade level. And so then my sample population was created in that way. And instead of using, I mentioned I thought I might use STAR or the Reading Egg score. I actually went with iReady scores. Um, so with my budget, I purchased, like I said, a stage monitor, a little pop up puppet theater, and then a list of different books and puppets in case you are interested. And the results. So students were given an already diagnostic from the beginning of the year. And then with my 3 sample children students, we took the sample from more recently after we implemented everything. I looked for patterns of growth in the areas of phonics and phonological awareness, which are the two big things that music really helps with. And the results were very conclusive that students made very, very significant increases in these scores. Um, all students showed increase, but in particular, the students who started out with the lower scores made huge improvements. And I also put in here, because I did not have a control group, there's no way to safely conclude that it was just my instruction that helped to raise their scores. Obviously not. Um, I think what it did was it helped. It was an assist. When you put all these things together, you've got the reading teachers helping, and we've got storytelling and the things they're doing in music class. I think all of it combined helps to um, help these students get their reading scores back up. I did include, however, three more peer reviewed type um, I guess, studies that showed with the control group that the music did help with the reading and language acquisition. So I've linked those if you want to read through those studies. Um, they're linked here. Okay, so here are my results. This first set of results is grade K on the top, grade 1 on the bottom. As you can see, this was their baseline and this was their second exam. Every student showed huge improvements in their second diagnostic. Um, this one went up 69 points, 25 points, 79 points. You could see every score raised. And like I said, I didn't just go through and pick ones that raised. I had them randomly selected by another teacher, so I had nothing to do with it. Second grade, big raises there. And in third grade, it was a little easier to show you which one started. This was the lower student, and on the end, and they made more significant gains than the higher student or the middle range student at the beginning. Um, Here's grade 4. This is my low student here. As you can see, they started out in grade K, and by the end of the work, the second diagnostic, they had went up 152 points to grade 3. So this was a fourth grader at the beginning of the year rating on a grade K level, and now up to a grade 3. This one was the high student. They made the least gains, but they did go from an early 4 to a mid 4. And then this one went from a grade 2 to a grade 3. So these are some of the materials that I received. Um, just different books that go with songs that go with some cute puppets. And here's the puppet theater and some very excited students using the puppet theater. And here they are doing the animal boogie or jungle boogie. Here's some of them acting out Five Little Monkeys. Here's some kids having the opportunity to sing and perform on stage. Here's their evening concert. Um, we performed The Wizard of Oz, and we used, the kids got to speak dialogue. They got to learn how to act, speak to each other, pretend to be a character, retell a story. They got to use like sound equipment and props and backdrops. So we had like settings to talk about and stage movement. Um, we the main characters are wearing wireless mics, so they got to learn about how, the soundboard is set up and the monitor we utilized for this, and so then they could hear each other on stage in real time and interact. And they did a great job with that. Here's some more pictures from the play. And in this play, there are students grade K through 6 involved. And this is the wonky donkey. You could see my donkey friend is very, very cute, and all the kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and third grade students loved the story and the song. And then I had them reenact it after I read it to them and taught them to sing the song, and then they got to use the puppet. There's some kindergarten students. And the third graders even enjoyed retelling the story. Here are the links to the other studies which were used. 5 things to know about music and early literacy. Um, this one's Y-phonics, and it's from amusicconnect.org. Um, so if you're interested in these, I can just. So we want to thank KVEX so much for allowing us to have this grant to get these materials for the students. They really have enjoyed them, and they've enjoyed coming to music class. And when I sit down in front of them and say, I've got another story to read, and I pull out a puppet, they get really excited. They've really liked getting to do plays and performances. They've lost out on that the last 2 years with the COVID and schools being virtual. So um, I think the project was really, really successful. If you have any questions, just contact me at martina.lutz@johnson.kyschools.us. Thank you.